Up early to a nice blue sky. After breakfast I headed onto the D420 towards Zonza before taking the left fork along the D368 and uphill into the mountains. Left campsite at just around 10 o'clock on the way to the next campsite, but on the way plan to stop at for a short hike even after yesterday's 24k to a waterfall. So that will be the first stop today before then continuing on to the campsite, which is near Bonifacio on the south coast. So I've just been over the top of a mountain. I missed what the name was, so we'll find that out later. Well, we arrived at the car park for the start of the walk. Didn't realise you had to pay to park. Fortunately I had around €5 in change for the parking, so I'm able to park and do the walk. So chat to you later. So we now left the car park, and all the commercialisation that's there with restaurants and gift shops and everything, which is very strange to find in the middle of nowhere. No network either here, so I'm on my own. Anyway, so as you can see, it's a very old rocky trail, but marked with the yellow markers, which makes it a lot easier to follow and find the way. The first part of the hike was across boulders with lovely mountain views, and then down to a forest track running alongside a stream. Well, I guess we're probably about halfway into the walk. Bit of down and up and some nice straight stuff. And here, get a lovely view of the Mediterranean as well as we continue on, having just crossed a stream with stepping stones. The trail then headed uphill to a ridge and a plateau above the stream, where there were bizarrely shaped granite outcrops and elegant pine trees. The Rocher Sentinelle, an impressive balancing rock eroded by the elements, made a great lookout over the sparkling coast, as well as the mountainous Alta Rocca region. Shortly afterwards, before the trail dropped down a steep rocky descent, there was a limited view of the waterfall. Although very steep and rocky, there were some reassuring cables, which were unfortunately broken in places, which made progress slow, particularly as visitors were trying to clamber back up after visiting the viewpoint. And so we reached the Cascade. It said that during the summer months it wouldn't be as efficient as it was in the winter months, but it's still a good spectacle with the drop to the floor, about 60 metres. I think it's the highest one in Corsica. To proceed further on here, there's a notice that's saying in the end of the trail, and you do so at your own risk. So being as I'm not going to do any more because the climb down was enough, I think I'll just climb back up. Yes, well, you'll be pleased to know that I've made it back up, not without a big scramble, and although I thought it would have been better to have the poles, that certainly wouldn't, because it was really hands and feet scrambling over the boulders to get back up, but just a little out of breath, that's all, but everything else is fine. Phew. So here is the stream with the stepping stones, which you can see just there, and you'll all be pleased to know that I got across and back without putting my foot in the water once. Well, we made it back to the van. It was a fair old hike. It was just over 5k, but it's taken nearly 2 hours to do, mainly because of the type of rock face and the vertical nature of some parts of it that made it a little bit tricky, to say the least. Anyway, it was a good stretch for the legs after yesterday, and lungs and heart as well, I would have thought. Anyway, I got a bit of lunch in the van. I'll have that, and then I'm on the way to the campsite.
I then made a quick stop at the Barrage du Spidali near Ospedale. Sadly, the water level was really low. The journey then continued along the D368 towards Porto-Vecchio, which you can see running along the left side of the lake.
Just on the way to the campsite now, and then there was just this amazing viewpoint before I head down into the valley and towards the sea and towards the campsite.
From that point, it was many twists and turns down onto the coastal plain and into Porto-Vecchio. From there I continued along the T40 towards the campsite La Trinite, arriving at 1:15. As reception didn't open until 5, I found a suitable pitch in the shade of the trees. After checking in, I had a nice shower, some dinner, and then with the sun setting, prepared for bed at the end of another very interesting day. Relevant links and supporting information can be found in the description. If you are enjoying my adventures, please click on the subscribe button to receive notifications when the next upload takes place. Thank you.